his unit composition and also maybe a little bit of micro. He's definitely got the strategic mind for the builds that he's playing at the moment.
Yeah, if you were to look at the bracket, you would see that he does end up winning that series. He just lost the first game.
All right, well, without further ado, let's go into our fourth replay we have for you today, and then we're going to take a quick break. This replay is going to be Classic Metal versus Deadbones. It's going to be the game 2 of their set. We watched game 1 as our first game. Is everybody ready to start this match?
Check.
Let's do it.
All right, and we're going to start the replay in 3, 2, 1. We're going to pass the casting off to our team of LeConte and Best Tea Maker. Take it away.
All right, we have Classic Metal here once more against Deadbones.
As we saw at the start of the stream, he did end up losing game 1 against Deadbones. So this is the second game they played. The Classic Metal ended up switching up his tier 3 for this match. He goes with the Fox himself rather than the boar he had and never used in game 1. So I think the Fox from game 1 kind of haunted him, and he figured, if Deadbones can use a Fox, I can use a Fox.
And Deadbones going for a very similar draft, I believe, from his first game. Did he use moles? Well, he didn't even use moles, but did he have moles in his draft last time?
I think it may be the very same.
All right. So I wanted to ask you about Deadbones' decision to go artillery. Last game it worked very well. It was a very commanding presence for him. Do you think it's still a good idea to keep going with the artillery?
There's a number of good spots for it on this map. The question is, will it matter in this particular match? That's always the problem I feel with artillery, is it can be really strong in the right position at the right time, but that situation just doesn't always happen in each game.
All right, and what do you think of this map? Because this map looks very confusing to look at. I'm trying to figure out where are possible avenues for either side to attack each other, really.
There's a number of options here. There's the the northwestern corridor, which is a longer avenue of attack, but that's one way between the two bases. And there is actually a path just straight down the middle of the map, which is most likely going to be where most of the action is, because Deadbones is going to opt to take to secure his expansion in the south side.
All right, and looks like Deadbones just making sure he gets some economy going for him. Has that expansion up and ready for himself there. Meantime, on the other side, nothing too much going on right now. Classic Metal will be putting down a bunch of squirrel warns right now.
Yeah, just fairly standard play from both players. They both went for 7 farms, then the Warren, then farm number 8. They're just adding on tier 1s now. Deadbones did go for an early mill and is going to go for some farms already, which is relatively early, but I think he can get away with it.
So are we going to see like a very slow farming type of game here then? Considering the way the map is laid out?
No player has there's a few angles of attack in this game, but none of them are really good for either player, so they may very well build up their army until they're confident about their attack.
So if it ever gets to that point, what's going to be the deciding factor based on their units?
It could very well be the artillery cannon and sniper balloons in this case. If those can go up in good positions and players can plan ahead, because I think that's definitely something they will have to do in a game like this, is plan ahead where they will go with their 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th base to see how they can stay in the game, which Deadbones has definitely done, trying to take out Classic Metal's commander there, but he does get away cheekily.
A little bit of a deny of returning by Deadbones there, but just runs away with his life.
Yeah, so because Deadbones took the base all the way in the south, he has the base, the open base in the middle of his 2 currently farming gristmills, so he has a fairly easy 3rd base at his disposal. And Classic Metal has done the same in a way where he takes the more forward expansion first, and then he can expand behind it.
All right, Deadbones will be plopping down his first sniper balloon of the match here.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
that's a very good spot for it.
Classic Metal going to be shoring up his side with some barbed wire.
And again, Classic Metal, just solid play. He realizes that Deadbones could come from the north side of the map, and so he places a single unit of barbed wire to give him at least some high ground vision, and maybe a little bit of advanced warning. But we will have to see if either player is confident enough to move their army away from the middle of the map to go for the longer attack route.
And it looks like Classic Metal and Deadbones will be going for that Fox pretty early on. in this game. No engagements at all whatsoever from both sides, so pretty safe call going for the Fox this early, huh?
And Classic Metal is actually going to go for a second Fox right away. We don't see this too often, double tier frees, but in a game like this where no real engagements has happened and both players have expanded and get a lot of farms, then you can definitely get away with something like this.
Oh, but Deadbones going to scout it out. He does manage to walk around the army there and sees 2 tier 3s building. So he is definitely going to be aware of that.
He notices that his opponent isn't really doing anything, so he figures might as well go and take a look what's going on, and he spots the double tier 3 going down. And Deadbones, instead of going a second Fox, he opted to put on more farms on his third base, so he will have a slight economic lead as this game goes on.
Well, here we go, both sides just gearing up for the upcoming match here. The Foxes now coming online for both sides very soon. Deadbones has his out initially.
Oh,
there we go.
Down 2 farms. Brutal. 3 farms. 4 farms. And yeah, he's out. That was a sick trade.
Barbed wire can't do crap to the Fox here. He's going to run around the barbed wire and just shoot like crazy. 4 farms taken out will be the prize for Deadbones there. But at this point in the game, since both sides are so heavily farmed up right now, is it a huge advantage for Deadbones?
It's not a huge advantage, but it's an advantage for Deadbones, which is really scary if you're his opponent. If you were to look at the economic structures graph, you can see that Deadbones has a lead for most of the game at this point, which does add up over time.
He's going to finish off the rest of this farm. It looks like the Fox now coming in. He's going to just be taking out each farm one by one.
But on the other side of the map, Classic Metal runs both of his Foxes to Deadbones' base, but unfortunately all he finds is Warrens and no more farms.
Oh, the Fox needs to get out of there right now. Here comes Deadbones' army. And another nice thing for Deadbones is that he went for the base that was almost farmed out. So he's not going to find much value there with his Foxes.
He'd also single Warren.
And he knows for sure that it's 2 Foxes now. So how do you prepare for a double Fox if you're Deadbones?
I think he's done the right thing. He has balloons out. He has building extra artillery cannons. He has one out next to his first balloon. He's building the second one. Right.
Oh! The double Fox deal works out so well. Classic takes out that 1 Fox, and here it comes. The big engagement that we've all been waiting for now.
But this barbed wire is so much value right there. Those squirrels got shredded by that single tile of barbed wire.
And here we go once more. ClassicMetal now pouring in. He doesn't feel the sniper balloons at all whatsoever. He's going to be using his Fox to try to take out them out as much as they can. 1 Fox is down, however. ClassicMetal has 4 ferrets on his side. He's going to be trying to take out as many as he can before retreating back up to his farm.
Very slow fight right now.
The ferrets are just at a perfect position right now on the high ground. There's no sniper balloon close enough to give vision, so they can just poke away at Deadbones' army.
Either sold or lost his artillery cannon that was out in front. And
it was blown up. I believe that was blown up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very likely.
So nice little play there by ClassicMetal, and the really nice foresight to put that barbed wire right there in front of his farm.
Yeah, the trades he's taken so far, I think, have definitely made up for the slight economic advantage he has given Deadbones. Although, currently speaking, his initial second expansion just has no farms on it right now.
Alright, here we go once more. This expansion, no farms at all, but it's been the site of many a fight here. It's going to be taken down by Deadbones, but ClassicMetal is now going to be swarming with his army. This ferret's now sitting very comfortably in the backline right now. The Fox, as well as the squirrel, is just a giant wall of flesh protecting
ClassicMetal has way higher squirrel numbers right now, which do matter in a fight like this. He also has the high ground again, so it's going to be really hard for Deadbones to do anything here.
And again, the ferrets are just in a great position to poke from the back, no fear of danger. Although the squirrel army is now thinning out for ClassicMetal, he is going to be backing out his army just a little bit.
Ooh, look at this. Deadbones takes out 2 Foxes by tanking commander shots for his own Fox. So he just traded one of his own Foxes for 2 of ClassicMetal's Foxes. And keep in mind that both players' economy is going down quite rapidly right now. So ClassicMetal has been forced to sell one of his Foxes, and he sells his remaining Fox as well, so this might be very hard for him to keep taking these fights if he doesn't have a Fox to work with.
Are we looking at a base race right now? Deadbones
Could very
going
well
on
be.
the right side. Meanwhile, ClassicMetal going straight down the middle with his ferrets. That's going to be a base race, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Deadbones going for the right expansion here with his army. In the meantime, ClassicMetal trying to march down the middle expansion of Deadbones' area. Who's going to go who first? The ferrets on the side of Deadbones have respawned, but they're now being taken apart by ClassicMetal's army. Meanwhile, on the north side of the map, Deadbones is going for that second expansion. This is the final
Deadbones
one.
is going to be winning this.
ClassicMetal unfortunately does not win the base race, and Deadbones will be taking this game number 2. Wow.
Again, it was some really sick poke wars and attempts at map control from both players, and both players reacting really well to the attempted securing of positions. ClassicMetal with his forward base was a really good idea. Deadbones with his base skipping his closest expansion was a really good idea, and it's just really nice to see players plan ahead for the later game in a situation like this.
All right, now we're going to return this back to our panelists. What did you guys think of that match right there?
That was incredible. I think there were a total of 5 or 6 foxes out during that game, and I want to mention that at one point the fox numbers switched, so Deadbones had 2, and ClassicMetal had 1, and managed to take out both of Deadbones' foxes with that commander tank, as you said, LeConte. So incredible play from both players. I am very impressed with ClassicMetal. Maybe it's just this patch, but seeing how his strategy has developed from just a massive ball of squirrels to a massive ball of squirrels, but also these other units that he's using to great effect is really cool to see.
Considering he made it to the playoffs in the last tournament as well, which was played in a different patch, I think it's fair to say he's a solid player.
Definitely. Hunter, your thoughts on that last match?
That was an insane back and forth match. I couldn't have possibly told you who was going to win that. There were times where I was thinking Deadbones has the economic lead. He'll just easily pull ahead. But then ClassicMetal won that fight by his expansion, and it was just kind of like a stalemate as they just traded resources. It was really insane.
I think it's also pretty interesting is that how the sniper balloons on Deadbones' side initially just didn't seem to work out for him, and meanwhile ClassicMetal just puts down really, really nicely placed barbed wire at these choke points, and it worked out really well in that bottom fight when it first happened.
Yeah,
that was some of the best value I've seen out of a single tile of barbed wire. I think it did over 60 damage or something ridiculous to Deadbones' squirrel ball right on top of it.
We'll have to get Shootfly Pie to take a look at that and see if it wins the prize for MVP barbed wire.
I will say though, one sort of mistake that the ClassicMetal did unfortunately do with his 2 foxes is that he tried to go around for the wraparound and see if he could catch Deadbones from behind from the north side early on when he first got the foxes out, but he really wasn't really able to do too much to him, and foxes just don't have the damage to take out any sort of structure. I feel like if he had instead taken his ferrets around, that would have been better because they offer much more damage in that case, I feel.
Definitely. All right, well, with that, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back with 4 more fantastic replays from the second week of September Showdown. So stick around. In the meantime, we have a vote for which unit you think is the cutest. So go ahead and type !halftime if you would like to vote in that. We will see you in 10 minutes.